How's it going, everybody? Adrian Simple here from thegamingobserver.com for Sunday, September 22nd. Now, normally on Sundays, we look at the game releases from the past 7 days, but to be honest, the more that I do that, the more that I'm disliking it. Perhaps when I'm the one playing those games, it'll be an easier segment for me to produce because I'm just going to be talking about my experiences, but for now, it's really a lot of work to get it right, so let's do something a little different instead. Today, I'm going to freestyle it, no script, and I'm going to talk about something that I'm finding really interesting in the news recently, and that's Apple Arcade. Let's get into it. Alright, so Apple Arcade. I wanted to talk about this one because I've been seeing a lot of it in the news and on my Twitter feed, and it's really just blown me away. You know, when you hear about these mega corporations trying to insert themselves into the gaming scene, it's easy to be critical, right? Look at how people received Google Stadia, or to Amazon coming in with their own game studio. I mean, it's not necessarily negativity, but it's certainly, there's an aspect of criticism, of uncertainty at the very least. It always has an air of, oh, they see how, profitable the industry is and they want a piece of it. But in this case, with Apple stepping in, obviously they have a little bit of experience with their app stores, but they actually figured something out here. And I am crossing my fingers that it's going to be profitable for them. So if you don't know, they launched with 70 games on a subscription service for $5 a month, and it works on iPhones, iPads, Macs, and Apple TVs. And for $5 a month, you get all of these games, and they're microtransaction free, they're premium games, you don't have to worry about advertisements. It's like you're paying for something like Xbox Game Pass, except on your phone, and with 70 brand new games. Which, by the way, is going to be going up to 100 soon. And again, before they actually release all of that content, it's really easy to say, oh, well, yes, they have 70 games, but they might all be crap. But now it's out, and it's getting overwhelming support. I'm looking at Kotaku, Eurogamer, Gamasutra, Wired, Forbes, The Verge. I mean, there's all these major publications that are just coming out and saying, there are some great games here. And if you go on Twitter, you'll see a lot of little minor victories as well, such as all of these games having multiple languages supported. The example I've been seeing is Arabic. They're speculating that there's never been this amount of games released at one time with Arabic supported, when there most certainly has been English or maybe even Japanese games all released on the same day. And another proof that a lot of these games are actually good is that they're simultaneously releasing on PC. Games like Sayonara Wild Hearts, Hot Lava, Jenny LeClue, like these were all some highly anticipated indie games, and then it turns out they were releasing on Apple Arcade, and now they're releasing on the same day on Steam. Just to back this up, here's something that Kotaku said, quote, "The average quality of game here is high. Many of these games are from top developers whose lack of recent output is explained by the surprise appearance of their games in Apple Arcade. There's a story-based game about fixing gadgets from the makers of Monument Valley, a game about cars and roads from the brilliant makers of the railway game Mini Metro, and a terrific underwater riff of Metroid from Capcom." End quote. So there you go. If you're an iOS user, I heavily encourage you to at least take a look at this. And as an Android user myself, I find myself for the first time really coveting an Apple product. But, my god, as a student, I can't get away with that. And again, I've heard that it's been really profitable for the developers here, but I'm just hoping and praying that it's profitable for Apple. Because if we can get more solid examples like this, some examples of a really good subscription service with lots of, financial support behind it, and non-greedy games, I would love to see more of it. And it's only good for everyone. So if you want to support that system, go check this out anyway. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you didn't mind the deviation. But I kind of like this idea of doing a deep dive into a specific news story. Gives me the opportunity to get some more information out there that I couldn't cover in 30 seconds. I'll be back tomorrow with the news, as usual. And until then, happy gaming, everyone.